Welcome to the ILO's video series, Simple Steps to a Decent Factory. Today, we're going to address how to measure productivity in your factory. Productivity is the efficient use of resources, including labor, energy, materials, and machinery needed for production. A more productive factory produces more product with less resources, leading to increased revenue. Measuring the factory's productivity is necessary for planning efficient resource utilization and will allow you to track progress over time, knowing which factory areas require the most support. The following are 10 simple steps for measuring and improving factory productivity. Step 1. List your factory departments. These will probably include research and development, storeroom, operations departments, maintenance, staff management and HR, and production systems. Step 2. Identify which areas to improve. Review one department at a time, checking their general performance and giving priority to the departments which you feel have a high occurrence of problems. Step 3. Identify relevant key performance indicators, the KPIs, to be monitored. Based on the KPIs, set concrete objectives for improving the factory. These indicators will demonstrate the effectiveness of key areas such as electricity usage, material utilization, cutting efficiency, or defect rates in the final quality inspection. To select indicators, it is important to follow a few guidelines. First, try to start with a small number of simple indicators. This will keep you focused and help to drive improvements. Next, make sure to select indicators well suited to your factory. For example, if you know you have an issue with variation of efficiency between production lines, you may want to measure target achievement rates by line. And lastly, remember that good working conditions strongly contribute to productivity. Select a mix of indicators to be sure you cover both working conditions and resource productivity. Step 4. Determine how to measure the key performance indicators or KPIs. Determine what data or information you need for calculations and where to find it, and create a format to capture them. When preparing forms and documents, it is important to keep in mind that the forms should be, first, easy to understand and use in the local language. Second, they should have a clear title. Next, they should have a reference number to help identify them. Forms should also contain basic details such as style number, buyer, order number, etc., depending on the form's usage and the content to fill in. And they should always indicate who filled it in and when. And finally, forms should be kept to a minimum to avoid confusion, duplication, and extra costs. Next, step 5. Determine how to monitor your KPIs. Once you've identified what to measure and how to measure it, it is time to assign responsibilities. Decide who will measure what, where, and how often. It is important to assign responsibilities and establish the frequency of checkpoints. Step 6. Establish your baseline. It is important to establish where you are and what you would like to achieve prior to engaging in any improvement process. In this way, you will capture changes and measure efficiency. So once you have decided what you want to achieve, measure the starting point to see where you are starting at. Step 7. Allocate resources. Plan the usage of resources more efficiently in accordance with the collected data and identified areas of improvement. Step 8. Plan your improvements interventions. Make sure to involve relevant team members in planning the necessary improvements to get their full commitment to improve the factory performance. Remember to involve managers and supervisors together with workers and make the team gender inclusive. Step 9. Evaluate the results. You need to decide the frequency of data capture, whether daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly, and share those results with management and the entire department. Incorporate effective incentive mechanisms, including wages or other rewards for performance, in a fair, transparent way that celebrates success. Step 10. Establish a periodical review. Lastly, management should review the productivity measurement plan every 6 months and adjust if necessary. They should continue to ensure support for the improvement initiatives. It's important to remember that what gets measured gets done. Therefore, tracking and measuring productivity improvements through key performance indicators should be a top priority for management in order to drive improvements and ensure competitiveness. Remember these 10 simple, important steps for measuring and improving factory productivity. And to learn more about this topic and others related to factory improvement, check out the Factory Improvement Toolset at the ILO's Peer Learning Hub.